Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. How are you? We do anything fab related on this channel and today is no different. If you guys didn't know, because I've been shouting it at the top of my lungs, I went to Scandinavia, or more specifically Denmark and Norway. I also ended up going to Toronto and we went to Knit City. So we were just doing like a yarn crawl essentially around the world. So I'm going to separate each of the videos into Denmark, Norway, and then Toronto, and just go over all the yarn that I bought, everything I saw, and just my experience there yarning around the world. So I'm finally back. I'm filming literally like a couple days after getting home, and it definitely feels a little weird filming on this camera, but I'm really excited to show you guys all the yarn I got. I feel like this time around, I was really kind of making sure I had projects for each of the things that I was buying and not buying one-off. So I was really proud of myself. We got some good stuff. First off, we went to Denmark. We were able to go to Copenhagen and Aarhus. Both places were extraordinary. No, it was like crazy to see how many people like were wearing handmade knits. Like the amount of petite knit stuff we saw, like I swear to God, like every day we would see a couple Sophie scarves just like out and about, and I'd be like pointing them out, be like, oh my God, oh my gosh. Like being on the subway, you'd see someone wearing a handmade knit. It was crazy. In Vancouver, I feel like I would never see that that often, so it was really nice to see. And yeah, we just did a bunch of touristy stuff, put in some clips. First yarn store we were able to get to was Sommerfuglen. Sorry if I'm pronouncing like literally everything wrong, but it's fine, just bear with me. This place was so cute. They had a bunch of Isager, lots of like cashmere, stuff like cashmere on sale, which I like took me aback. Of course, Filocolana. They had a bunch of hand dyed, which I like wasn't like looking for, but the main attraction was the Hjelholt yarn that Petite Knit uses. I was on a hunt and this place had it, so I ran. I was like searching. I was like literally like this. I swear the people thought we were crazy, being like, where is it? Where is it? It was in like this little, like just like this one bookcase that had like all the colors, but they had the fingering. I think they had the DK and maybe the bulkier version, and so you girl had to pick up the fingering weight, of course. We got 3 of the one I said that I was going to buy. Okay, you guys, I pre-filmed that video beforehand saying all the yarn I wanted to buy. We did it, guys. It was success. I am success. So this is her. Look at her in person. This is the Dansk Pelsuld 8x2, which I'm assuming is Danish wool. I'm just gonna hope for the best. It is 400 meters and 100 grams. Again, everything is in Danish, but it's fine. It's beautiful. It's everything. This is in the color Sand. I cry. Look at her in all its beauty. Like this yarn is like everything I wanted and more. It was so beautiful. I think just like the variation, not even variegation, okay, the variation between each of the strands, I don't know, there's just so much dimension in just this one color. You can see that they're like all different, but they're like, it's all so cohesive and beautiful, and I love her. So this is me. I am hoping to make a sweater with this, probably held with another strand. I'm probably gonna do Tin Pure Gint because they have a very similar like light gray color, just because I don't know if I'm gonna do this just fingering weight, and I don't want to hold it with a mohair, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we do a mohair, we'll see. My friend was saying that I should make like a textured sweater, but I'm a little worried that it's gonna look too similar like the Storm sweater, but I would love a textured knit with this. I don't know, it just doesn't, it needs more than a stockinette, and I don't know if I'm quite brave enough to try a textured one, but it would be fun. Honestly, maybe cable, who knows. But I probably doesn't match my warm skin tone, but I don't care. It's like so beautiful and so lush. I can't buy this yarn in person in Canada, and the only place I can buy this is like Garntopia. So if you have another website that you know of that sells this, please let me know. I would be really appreciated because I love this yarn so much. I did want to get the sport weight, the 5.5, but they didn't have it in the store, and I was really sad about it. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to buy single skeins of things, but understand. This is Lang Cloud. I bought this guy because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't normally find this in Canada, so I was like, okay, let's just buy another one, because if you guys didn't know, I have another version of this that I bought in Europe, and I only bought a single skein. I was like, what am I gonna do with this? This is the skein that I bought in Europe, which I assumed was the same color as the one I bought in Denmark. But they look so different. I am like bewildered. I am like literally bewildered by how like pungent and bright this one is compared to this one. I swear to goodness gracious, I'm looking at it, it's supposed to be the same, so the lots are just very variable, I'm assuming. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do now, but that is fine because I can mix and match, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe it won't work. See? Like the pink, like look at that difference. Crazy. My plan is I want to make a Fair Isle kind of sweater or a colorwork sweater with one or the other. I don't know if I'll mix it. It'll probably be like this is one project, this is one project. But nonetheless, I still really like the colors. I could probably mix them together, like hold it two-stranded, but I really want to do color work. I saw there was a sweater in one of the stores. I'll show a picture here, and it was so good. It was like a white and then like this is color work, like as the contrast color, and I was like, I need that in my life almost immediately. And then yeah, they had a lot of Isager. Wanted to pick up this one thing because it was something that I have in my collection already, but I just wouldn't use as a single skein. So this is Isager Spinni. It is 100% pure new wool. In 100 grams, it is 600 meters. It's in the color 8S. I needed this because I have another one, and I plan on making a cardigan with this. So actually very similar to this color, but a little bit more warm tone. If you guys are buying the 100 grams, they do charge you by the 50, so just remember that when that happens, because there's 2 skeins in here. I really like this one. It's like, Spinni is a very lightweight, yeah, it's like she's like a lace. This is a lace, but it's very beautiful, and I'm going to be holding this with other strands of some yarns that I'm going to talk about. So that was the first store, done. The next place we ended up going was Bruun Strik. I think that's how you say it. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. And that place was also really cute, so beautiful. I really liked that they had a lot of finished pieces that you could like hold and touch and just see how things were worked up. Again, so many petite knit. Like, she really does dominate this space. There was a wall of Sislerigget, and just a lot of Sunnisgarn, a lot of Filcolana again, Lang jaw wool. There was a lot of Noro in this one. Bruun Strik had a lot of Noro, which I was definitely eyeing. Someone had made the honey clutch in the Noro Garden Silk Sock Solo, and it was so cute. I was like, I need to make a pouch with Noro. And yeah, it was honestly super overwhelming in the store. This one had a lot more different things to look at, and so I felt that we were spending a little bit more time there, kind of just sifting through all of the yarns and just seeing the different bases for each of the brands that they helped. So my mind was still on this guy. I was like, okay, I gotta make sure that I get the matching yarn that I was kind of anticipating using with this. So thankfully they did have it. Thankfully, again, I took pictures of all the yarns that I had and the colors just to make sure that I was getting the right things. I ended up picking Alpaca 2. This is again by Isager. It's 100%. Oh, it's undyed. Oh, that's so cool. It's in the color E7S. It's just like this nice, it's a more muted brown than the Spinni, but when you mix it together, it doesn't look like that much of a difference. I ended up getting 4 because I have 1, and again, hoping to make a very nice like a v-neck cardigan. I don't know, I saw a picture of it and I just thought I should use up these yarns because I have had them for maybe like a year or so. I think that was all that I got. I was really holding myself back because I really wanted to get the Sislerigget, but my friend was like, don't, we should wait until we go to Aarhus. But alas, the day we went, it was closed. So I didn't end up getting any Sislerigget, which is funny enough. But maybe it was better for my wallet because I like each hank is quite a lot of money, and I was never really going to buy a sweater quantity, so I was gonna just only buy like random skeins here and there. So I think it was the right decision. It was the right decision not to get any. It was a blessing in disguise. So the next place we went to was Tante Gron. I'm not saying that correctly at all. Oh my gosh, it was really cute. I really like this store. The people were so helpful and so friendly. They have their own yarn brand, so I was like looking at that a lot. Again, they had a lot of Isager. They had Roma yarn, which was something we were kind of looking forward to for the mill. They had the Hjelholt, so I was eyeing it again. I was like, should I get another one? I'm like kind of tempted. I would really like to buy some. And then they had a lot of Isager. They had a lot of Sunnis yarn. My friend spent a really long time in here because she was like on a mission. She wanted to get those sweater quantities. I just spent a lot of time looking at the store, but nothing was calling to me. There were certain colors that I took photos of that I was like, maybe I should get this like later. Kind of walked away, thankfully. We had seen these two people in the first yarn store and then in the second yarn store, and they were like, they noticed that we were also going to the yarn stores together, and we're like, hey, we're going to the right places. They were also going to those places. So that was all that we could fit in the first day. The second day we ended up going to Knitting for Olive. Knitting for Olive was everything and everything I ever wanted it to be. It's quite a small store. Like it's just like one base and then a little platform. Then they have like another section that's like not to the public where they have all the storage, and that's where they keep all of it. So it looks really minimalistic. Someone was saying that it's like a concept store, so yeah, you have to like talk to the person and ask for this many skeins, and then they go to the back and get it for you, which I actually really liked. I don't know, I felt like it didn't feel super cluttered, and it was very like aesthetic. Everything was very aesthetic. I didn't end up getting anything because I was kind of like, oh, like I can get Knitting for Olive anywhere. Like I shouldn't really be buying it if I don't have a project in mind. But again, we were fanning over like the color selection because they have like literally every single color. I was able to see the recycled yarn and I was like, should I get something here because it was so pretty? But I didn't have a project and there wasn't anything I knew I wanted to make with any of those colors. So I was like, Tiffany, no, we have to be strict with ourselves. Have so much more of the trip to go that I was like, okay, we have to be very strategic. The amount of space that I had in my luggage. They did have like one little basket that they had some stuff on sale. So I think it's just like either like there's not a lot of the dye lot left, or there's just maybe something wrong with the ball, or there's not enough. They sell it for like 50% off. So I wouldn't go to those stores hoping to find a lot. We were able to also go to Woolstock. This was another place that people were suggesting. I had asked on Instagram to see like what were like the must-see yarn stores to go in Copenhagen, and people had said Woolstock. Woolstock is kind of like a cafe, so you can go in and like buy baked goods and like coffee, I think, and then there's a seating area kind of like loft style, like up the stairs, and there's like a balcony and you can eat, and it's really very aesthetic, very, very beautiful. The yarn selections I found were really like different. I was like looking around a lot longer because they were just yarns and brands that I didn't normally see often. So they also just had a lot of Permin, which was something that I was eyeing, but also didn't end up getting anything because I just, again, didn't have like a project. I probably should have like done a little bit more research, looked at the colors, looked at the bases. I think I was just overwhelmed because they have so many different bases that I was like, oh my god, what am I even gonna do with any of these things? But there was this Permin that I really liked. There was a swatch that I like died for. They had Scheckmeyer socks and stuff, which I was tempted to buy for sure, and they sold it in the 50 gram, which I was like, please and thank you, but didn't end up getting. And they just had like a really cool like racks on racks on racks of just finished pieces. They're so cool. There's so many like really interesting pieces. So like, whereas in the other stores were more petite knit, this place really did like, they were like really trying to show you the expertise of knitting. I did feel like it was like almost too many, like it was like taking up a bit more of the store than I would have liked to see. It was maybe a little bit further out to get to, but really cool. It was really hot though, so we could not stay, and we were on our way. The last one we went to was Uldstedet. It was so cute. This one I think is really beautiful. I don't know, just like the store inside, it was really bright and so many cool things. Oh, they had a bunch of gapard. I was so tempted by the gapard because in my previous video it was another yarn that I was looking at, but I don't know, I saw the Wet and Wild, and I think that right, is that right, Wet and Wild, what, soft and I don't know. But the fingering weight one that has a lot of silk in it, I think it was just too much silk. It was like a bit too shiny for my liking, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I would like this in a sweater. So I held off. They had a bunch of hand dyed, some beautiful pieces, lots of Isager, of course. So we were just eyeing all the yarn there. And again, a little bookcase in the little corner at the edge of like the store, they just had the Hjelholt, and I was like, oh my gosh, like Tiffany, like when am I ever gonna get Hjelholt again? Like, is this the moment? Do I buy more? Am I really only ever gonna get the sand color? So I was like, you know what? I was like fighting myself in that store, just being like, should I do it? Maybe I had the sport weight, but they didn't have the color that I wanted and like the number of skeins that I needed. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go and buy the fingering weight one again. I ended up getting this color because I saw a girl when we were leaving Tante Gron. We were leaving the store, and this girl was wearing this most beautiful, rich, dark, chocolatey brown sweater that was crew neck, and she just looked so amazing. And I told my friend, I was like, dude, I need a sweater like that immediately. And so when I looked at that little bookcase, I was like, Tiffany, that is the brown. And I could not find that brown anywhere, and I just feel like it was almost meant to be. So I got these babes. I was like, please. And I got these guys. It is in the color, I got no idea. It don't say here. It just says like a lot number. But it's like a really dark, it's like you can't even miss this. It's like the darkest brown that they have, and they don't have many colors. But this is just what it looks like. Take it off so you can see all of it in its glory. It's most lovely chocolatey brown. Yeah, so it's just like a really nice chocolatey brown. I was like eyeing some of their other colors, but I found that a lot of the Hjelholt yarn have like a lot of black incorporated, so it's not a pure color sometimes. Like there was a navy that I was looking at, but you could see like black, like, I don't know, wispies almost, that is in the yarn. And of course, like, the sheep aren't going to be all consistently just like pure white and then you dye it. So I just didn't really like that. So I was like, you know what, let me just get this most delicious brown, and I have no regrets. I'm gonna have to find something. I'm gonna have to find another yarn to pair with this, hopefully something dark enough. But yeah, I think this dark brown is definitely my color. I just don't really, I don't see myself really getting more Hjelholt unless I were to go to like Denmark again, or I'm like feeling like I want to make a big purchase, but I don't feel like making any big purchases now. Like I'm like shopped out. I think I've bought enough yarn to last me years. So I am putting myself on another ban until maybe hopefully like the end of the year. I don't want to get any more yarn because I just feel like we did so well on this trip that I have so much to knit. And I thought it was really good because I didn't get anything from Knitting for Olive. I didn't get anything from Woolstock. I didn't get anything from Tante Gron. We were looking good. We were looking good for Copenhagen. We went to Norway, but then after Norway we went back to Aarhus and then Copenhagen again, just so we could like fly back from Copenhagen. I'll just talk about Aarhus. It just makes sense to me to put Denmark together. But yeah, the home of petite knit. Your girl visited, literally stepped in the same streets that petite knit went. I was so crazy. I literally went through her Instagram and cross-checked all the streets and all the stores that she would take pictures of, and then I would look it up on Google Maps to see, so we would walk the streets of Petite Knit. And so if it was going to be any day, this would be the best day. So the places that she takes photos are just kind of like the main Aarhus area. We kind of like just kind of walked around, and we kind of already hit all the places that she takes pictures of in maybe less than 20 minutes. And yeah, all the yarn stores are like walking distance, except Cecilia, but again, we could not go there because it was closed. To make sure, like, even though we looked up to make sure that Cecilia was going to be open, they just randomly decide to close. So they're just really inconsistent with their hours. The yarn stores that we did go to, just like Oso, didn't really hold a lot of like Knitting for Olive or Cecilia, because I guess they assume you'll just go to those stores instead of going to the yarn store. The first place we went to was actually Knitting for Olive again. We went to both Knitting for Olives in Denmark, but we had a reason. Knitting for Olive was actually releasing more colors for their cotton merino, and they had released it the day before we were going to Aarhus. So we were just like, okay, well, we have to go because they're going to be in the store and like we can actually see them in person. So we went. It's like an exact replica of the one in Copenhagen, so I think it's kind of funny that they made it that way. So it was kind of like deja vu. We went straight for the cotton merino. It's like a good selection. They have dusty artichoke in the cotton merino, and that is so beautiful. But I did end up getting 2 different colors just because they were really, I don't know, I was really drawn to them, and I have really wanted these kind of things for summer tops. The first set I got was, oh my gosh, this is Dusty Banana. I have been eyeing this guy for a really long time, but I've never seen it in person. So I was like, I don't know if this is like really my color. And I just have seen like Brittany Bathgate wear a lot of like tanks that are this color, and I was like, oh, this would be so cute, and it would look great with my other top. I think my cami number 5. Like, it's just like a really nice collection of pieces. So this is her. It's just really, I don't know, so beautiful. I did get 3 because I normally will only buy 2 and then regret it because I for sure needed the 3. I've been really loving the cotton merino. I have knitted a couple things with it, and it feels a lot more like wool. Like, you don't feel a lot of the cotton, even though it's 70% cotton. It doesn't feel like cotton on the needles, if that makes sense. It's really just pure. It just feels like wool, and so that's why I really like it. But yeah, really happy with this color. I don't know, I just feel like it's very nice. And then I did end up getting this. Oh, okay, so this is the navy. I just thought it was such a nice deep navy. I hadn't found anything that was quite this deep in a merino cotton, so I was like, you know what? Like, let's do it because I want more tops anyway. And I think this would be gorgeous either in like a boat neck again, because I have been really into boat necks, or just really nice tank. I just feel like would be really gorgeous with this color. And again, it's the cotton merino. Like, oh my gosh. I'm really excited about this one, but I don't have anything in mind. So she'll go into the waiting pile until I have thought of something to knit with this. We did end up going to some other knitting stores. So there's this place called Broderi Moderne. It's not like knitting, but they did have like Onion. I think that's the brand. It's like it's a mohair that has a lot of silk to it. I had a bunch of people telling me to try their kid mohair, but I don't know. It was a little too silky. I don't want to buy mohair just to buy mohair. Like, I felt like the center cord was like very silky, and that's just like not the type of yarn I'd want to incorporate with another yarn, like, unless it was just white. But this place had a lot of like kits for needlepoint, which I thought was really cool. They had so many like little kits, like you can make a little pouch, you can make pillows. And then we went to Tondering Strik. This place, I feel like Petite Knit has for sure been inside, but I don't know, I just didn't find that their selection was very wide. They just had like a main area that was just full of finished pieces. And like, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, what am I supposed to do with like all these finished pieces? I can't buy them. Like, you're just showing me how the yarn's worked up, but like in so many different things. So I was like kind of confused, and it felt like their selection was limited. They didn't, like, we were hoping that these stores were gonna hold Cicely Riget, but then they didn't hold them at all. Like, it wasn't even like, they just didn't even have a single thing. They had a lot of Isager. Isager just like dominates Denmark. And then they had some Ito cones, which were pretty nice, but again, didn't end up getting anything in that store. Just nothing was speaking to us. But I did end up I was able to see the cloud sweater and like the cloud top in person, so that was really funny. And just seeing a lot of other Scandinavian designer pieces out in person was also really nice, because you get to see it before you make it. So I don't know, I think there's like a balance that like stores need to have in order to kind of convince me to buy. I also forgot, there was a store right beside Knitting for Olive that we went into that we didn't realize had yarn. It looks like a toy store, but then when you go in, there is actually yarn inside. I was tempted by it, but I didn't end up getting anything, thankfully. But by the time in this trip, I was really packed. We were really full. Askeladen, That's probably wrong, but they have their own yarn for the store. It's very beautiful. I thought the color selection was really vibrant, so we were really tempted by a lot of like the blues in there. I was really tempted by a lot of blues in the stores, but I, again, didn't have any project. Like I did have a project, but I was like, am I really gonna knit that now? I already have so many smaller quantities of things. So like I was always like, I was telling myself with the blues, next time. We'll get it next time. So we also went to Garnkisten? I think it's the name. The only thing that I picked up from that was this humongous ball of Regia. It is, I think, 150 grams. It's 300 meters, but I really want to make a DK sock. I have been meaning to make a DK sock, but never found the perfect yarn, and I love Regia. I find that their yarn is just rustic enough, it's just comfy enough, it's just like everything I need, because my feet get quite sweaty, so I need like a yarn that's like not gonna make me feel slippy slidey in it. It is in the color 2070, and it's just like this nice kind of beige. I'm happy about that one. Didn't get anything more. And then where we were staying, there was this also like little yarn store in one of the apartment buildings. I think it's called Smuksak. We just thought it was a normal yarn store, but it was actually like a store that held their own brand. So the brand, it's Smuksak, sorry. It's called Smuksak. And it was like, again, overwhelming. There were so many different bases, so many different colors that I was like, I don't have anything planned. I'm not just gonna buy a random thing. So we did leave the store and didn't end up getting anything. But I realized later that I had followed this yarn store like back in the day. And I didn't realize that it was this place in Aarhus. It was just kind of weird, like full circle having been inside, but then being like, oh, I didn't get anything, but I've been following this place forever. You win some, you lose some. I think that was it. That was all the yarn stores we were able to see in Denmark. That's honestly so many. I don't even know how physically possible we were able to do that. I'm really happy with everything I got. Like, cannot wait to show you guys what I got in Norway and Toronto. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or you want more like detailed descriptions about the yarn stores in Denmark, definitely just leave a comment below and I'll hopefully get to it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and push the notification bell when you want to be notified next. But yeah, you can catch me on Instagram. We have Discord that you should definitely go check out. And I stream 1 p.m. PST on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we'll be back. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!